Okay, so we're going to go to our next speaker. I'm just going to quickly introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Miss Justine Kasumba. Miss Justine Kasumba is a Pupil Attorney currently working with Ashford Homozo and Associates in Gaborone, Botswana. She holds an LLB from Rhodes University and is passionate about justice, advocacy, and inspiring the next generation of legal professionals. Justine's key areas of interest include medical law, family law, labor law, and legal matters from inception to closure, and has played a pivotal role in achieving favorable settlements in over 40 cases. With a strong commitment to mentorship, and making the law more accessible, Justine is dedicated to guiding young people towards impactful, fulfilling legal careers. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ms. Justine Kasumba.
Good morning, guys. Let me just start sharing my presentation, but lovely introduction. Thank you so much. I'm currently an attorney at law, studied for it in university, but it took me a really long time to start my actual career. So I just want everyone to know that no matter how long it takes you on your journey to get to where you need to go, God is there with you and you will arrive and you will achieve great things. All right, can everyone now see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Let's start. Okay. So for our introduction, I just want to say, have you guys ever imagined standing in courts, defending justice, or helping someone solve a major life problem? For me, my journey in the law was not something grand or grandiose, like, hey, I want to be a justice warrior. My introduction to the law started from the movie On the Side from the Jeff, Legally Blonde. I watched Elle Woods go to Harvard, study law, and I was like, I want to be that. I want to be a lawyer. And that was when I was maybe 10. And now at my big age, my dream has come true. So it doesn't matter how you start. It doesn't matter how you got your dream. It doesn't matter how you came to be where you are. Just as long as you put in the energy, you put in the effort, and you put in the work, you will arrive. Simply put, the legal profession is at the heart of every functioning society. Without the legal profession, the world would be anarchy. I feel like as human beings, we are ruled by laws, we're ruled by rules, and without them, we are no less than animals. So a lawyer helps to protect rights, solve conflicts, and uphold the rule of law. Okay, so how to get into the legal profession? In as much as other careers, you can just have passion, you can have faith, you can have connections. This is one particular profession that you actually need accreditation. You need to be accredited, you need to get your degree. So the first thing is, since I'm thinking we're dealing with a lot of kids who are in high school, is that you need top marks from high school. The top marks from high school is simply that when you get out of high school, you need to have a really good basis. This will not only help you in the legal profession, it will help you in most other professions because they really do want to get the cream de the top. I'll give an example for the University of Botswana because you can get into varsity here after only completing your Form 5, whilst other countries you will need to do your A levels. But after Form 5, you can get into varsity, and getting into the legal, into law, you will need 47 points out of 48. And you need to get them the first time around. Like if you repeat the year or you repeat some subjects, they will not take you. They are that classist. It's a problem, but sometimes you cannot change it until you're inside. All right. The next point is that you need, after you've gotten your top marks from high school, you need an LLB from a recognized university. This is especially important because there are a lot of colleges, there are a lot of legal centers, but you need an LLB from a recognized university because this comes later on if you don't, to bite you in the back when you want to be admitted to the high courts. You can usually find which universities go for your particular country in your Legal Practice Act. So this is the Legal Practitioners Act. It's easily available online as well as in any governmental store. And then depending on which country you want to practice, you will either need to do your bar exams. For Botswana specifically, since I graduated from South Africa, when I came back home, since I hadn't done the degree this side, I had to I had to do the bar exams, while as people who did law this side at University of Botswana just go straight to be admitted. So I came back, studied for a year, and then I did my bar exams. And in South Africa, you have, after varsity, you have 2 years where you do your candidate attorneyship. You're also there doing exams as well. I don't know about other countries, but that is something that you can easily research if you are trying to get into the legal profession in those countries. And there's a lot of information available online, so you're never going in blank or blind. The next thing is admittance to the bar, and then you can do your pupillage. Admittance to the bar is when you petition. This is when you draw up documents. This will be supported by a law firm, and you go to court and they say everything is in order. They have the education, they're an upright person, we know them and would like them to be part of the legal fraternity. And then the judge goes, welcome. It's a very easy step if you've got all your things in order. But if there's something missing, it becomes a very tough hassle. I can give an anecdote that my associate attorney at work is from Malawi, and she had a friend from Zambia who had done her legal education in Zambia. The Botswana Legal Practitioners Act states that only the University of Zambia is allowed to be admitted, only pupils from the University of Zambia are allowed to be admitted into the high courts in Botswana. But this particular person had done her legal education from another university in Zambia, which was not the University of Zambia. So after continuously petitioning and petitioning and petitioning, she was not allowed. So it's not the end of the world if you are not, if that is the route you're going to. There are other professions within the legal profession other than going into court. But I know that many people who do go into the legal profession want to stand in front of a judge and say, Your Honor, I object, or Your Honor, she's badgering the witness. So you need to take that into consideration when you are planning your future and how you want to go about getting to where you need to go. All right, the next one is the different areas of law and what do lawyers actually do. So this is not the comprehensive list. These are just some that I picked out. So we've got criminal law. This is prosecuting or defending individuals accused of crime. So there are just two main ones. They're the prosecutors who work for the state. They're the ones that bring up any criminal charges against someone. And then you've got your defense attorneys that defend the accused. In this profession, in this particular option, is that most lawyers will usually start prosecute as prosecutors and then move into the legal field, into the attorney field. Then there's civil law. So this is disputes between individuals or entities. By entities, we mean it's between you and a society, or between a company and a company, or between a person and a company. So it all comes, and there can be disputes between breach of contracts, debt collection. There are just so many, and you will find, and it's very interesting. My particular favorite is family law. So this deals with divorce, custody, adoption, administration of estate. This means when someone dies, what happens to their estate or what happens to your thing. So this will deal with if someone died with a will, someone died without a will, and all the different ways that people deal with that. Then there's labor law. This is workplace rights and disputes. If someone is fired but they feel like, no, I was fired wrongly, or the place that I was working at was not paying me enough. All those disputes, you can deal with them. Then there's, of course, environmental law, which is a very big field, very emerging, and there's so much to deal with in that one. Then we've got our corporate and commercial law. So this is business and contract, even though it also falls into civil law, but this one is very tailor-made, it's very specialized. Which one, if you really want to be in the mergers and acquisitions, you want a high powered, you want continuous files and bundles, this is usually the area that most people go into. So what a lawyer does. So there are lawyers, there are different lawyer types. There are advocates, attorneys, advisors, negotiators, problem solvers. In South Africa, where I did my legal education, it's a very distinct between an advocate and an attorney because a client, like I have a problem, I go to an attorney and tell them, this is what I have, this is my problem, I want to get my money from this person. But to go to court, the attorney will then give the matter to an advocate who would then go and stand in front of the judge and say, hey, this, the law says this, and this. So when I came back to Botswana, it was quite different because in our legal field, there are give or take 6 advocates in the whole country, and the rest of us are attorneys. And shifts the that shifts the work balance because we as attorneys are now the ones going to court as well. We go to court and we get the client comes to us, tells us this is this and this, and then we go to court and tell the judge this and this is what the law says. And the advocates, which are like 6, they're very, very, very specialized and they're very, very, very expensive. So eventually, if you want to get to a point where you're raking in money, you do need to become very specialized, or you can just stay as an attorney and just specialize in one particular aspect of the law and become the best at it. There's always many ways to shine and shine brightly. Okay. Um, what skills or qualities are essential for success in this field? There is critical thinking and logical reasoning. This is more like there is a problem someone comes with, and you need to find out different ways to approach the problem and different ways of how the other person who the person is suing is going to approach the problem so that you can defeat their reasonings before even you get there. And then there's strong writing and speaking skills. For this legal profession in our country specifically, the strong writing skills are better than the speaking skills because we have this mantra in our law that says your case rises and falls on your papers. So it's what you write that will eventually determine if your matter wins or loses. So finding a lawyer that can put your matter and find the law and write the law in such a persuasive manner is always the best. The speaking skills are, of course, definitely, most definitely needed, but you cannot say anything when you're at trial that you did not write before. Otherwise, you'll be bringing in new evidence, and then that will be prejudicial to your other party, to the other counsel, which is very frowned upon and which will not be allowed. So attention to detail is very critical in this particular field because if you say that I'm suing Justine and now you don't you leave out a letter in my name, someone else can raise and say, I don't know who this person is suing because this is not my name. It's just it's a lot of badgering between counsel, but it's a very great working environment. Okay, so ability to research and analyze complex information, as in most most professions, you need to be able to research. You need to be able to find exactly what you're looking for, and you need to find it not handed to you. You need to search for it and now get different aspects of it and combine it to make something that you want to run with, that you want to work with. And of course, there's the professionalism, ethics, and confidence. This comes very much when you want to be admitted, as well as how you're going to continue living your life within the career phase that you've chosen. You need to be an upright person. If you've committed a crime and it's on your record, you will not be allowed to be admitted unless you can really show that you have changed. So it's better, they say prevention is better than the cure. So try to prevent leaving a mark on your record that will be looked at unfavorably when it comes to later on in your career or in your life as well. Because even in other jobs, now they're searching online for you, they're seeing what you posted, they're seeing what is out there, what other people are saying about you. So you want to be in the best light possible for any profession. All right. So these are the rewards and challenges of the legal profession, just a few. So the rewards is it's a respected career and there's great earning potential. I know that there are some people who currently rake in like 80,000 a month. So there's great earning potential. Like it's once you're in, which is something I've always wanted to speak on, that when you are looking for a job, it's the hardest thing. It seems that every single person or every single company that you apply to is saying no, is saying no, is saying no. But once you get that first foot in the door, a lot of opportunities arise. So never give up after the first 100 no's because we've all gotten them, but we're all here and we're all doing things that we love. And it's also intellectually rewarding and socially impactful. You can make great changes. You can make great changes in this profession, and you can be part of teams that, and you can meet people that will blow your mind with how they see the world and how they want to impact it, especially in aspects of, I know that there's a case that was running in South Africa about increasing the welfare and the land available to the indigenous people there. And that was spearheaded by lawyers. And it's a beautiful thing to see that our profession is changing lives in big ways, which is also great when you change lives in small ways and opportunities to make a difference. Challenges are the long hours and demanding workloads because you can be given 5 new cases that you need to research, you need to do opinion pieces, you need to attend court for, and that is just in one day. So it's definitely demanding. And they're emotionally heavy cases because, especially in family law, when people are fighting, and they're always going to be fighting. One wants to get a divorce, one doesn't. What are we doing with our kids? It's because you didn't love me, it's because you did A, B, C, D. So it's a lot. So you need to be able to separate yourself from your work and just see work as an aspect and you as someone else. Because if you're a person that continuously takes in all the energy that you're experiencing, you're going to be run out and burnt out very quickly. So you need to be able to manage yourself, manage your time. And if you're not working, you need to find a release. You need to have good people around you as well as hobbies that uplift and impact your life in different ways. And there's also always the continuous pressure to perform. You have billable hours. You need to be breaking in the money. You need to be showing results. You can't be having cases and going to trial and losing all the time. You're damaging your career as well as damaging the firm. So you always need to balance. It's always a balancing act, but it's a rewarding balancing act. All right, so these are the career opportunities and growth. So this, I picked out 3 that I feel like are going to be, that are still going big and bigger, especially in this particular profession. So there's the technology and law. So it would be best for you to, if you could do double majors where you can add system technology as well as the law, because technology is continuously evolving and you need to continuously be abreast. Data privacy and cybersecurity, as well as technology grows, that means there's more data privacy and there's more cybersecurity issues, and you would definitely need to be on top And there are a lot of courses and certificates that you can continuously get to just continuously be better. And then there's environmental and climate law. This is a big issue around the world from different aspects, from different professions. So it's always nice to be abreast and to always just be one step ahead of the competition, because you never know where opportunities may arise. In terms of career growth, there's always so much, because once you start your career, you are getting a certain aspect of money, even if you're doing a certain aspect of work. And then the more years that you increase, the more your money increases as well. This not only with your company, but also in the court. Because at the end of any case, you get this thing called a bill of cost. And the higher you are in the years of service of working, the more you can charge, which is always a really nice thing to add. But in the firm as well, you come from pupillage to junior attorney to associate attorney to a partner to maybe even opening your own firm. There are so many ways that you can go. There are so many ways that you can just continuously grow and continuously enrich your life, as well as enriching your pocket, which in this economy you definitely need to consider. All right. Advice for students. I know that this was a thing for some people coming from households that may not be as as how you would want it to be, but I just want you to know that we're all running our own race. Don't be discouraged or feel inferior by what someone else is doing, because I know that we're living in a world of an age of social media where you're seeing someone has gotten there faster. You literally finished high school now. This person is already in America, they're in Australia, but you don't know where exactly they're coming from, and you don't know where they're going. So just focus on your race and you'll get to where you need to go. It might be slower, it might be faster, but you will arrive and you will arrive there bravely. One important tip is when you get to varsity, make friends with your lecturers. As Mike, as the previous said, that it's all about networking. It's all about making connections. And the one thing I wish I had known when I was still a student is how many connections that these lecturers actually have. Because most lecturers have been already in the field, but then came back to learn, came back to teach. And that means that they have people that they know that can put you on opportunities that may not even be advertised. And you'll be like, you know what, I have a student and I think they'll be great for this particular thing. Why don't you go into it? You would definitely reap what you sow. And most importantly, one factor is that internships, yes, internships. This ones, especially in the legal profession, like you can literally start in high school. You go, you find, especially if you're in very interested in the legal profession, you will find firms and you can go there and be an intern, you can be a vacation student, you can be a summer vacation, and they're always open. And you're building bonds so that when you're done, you always know, even if they're not the ones that hire you, they will be like, no, we've known them for 5 years. They will get someone else. So there's always so many opportunities and so many good things if you continuously put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. The worst thing that you can get is a no. But the great thing you can get is an opportunity, and an opportunity can take you so much further. And finally, good luck. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, guys. Any time for any questions?
Thank you so much, Ms. Justine, for such a beautiful presentation. My take home message is don't give up after your first 100 no's. It's not one, it's not two, there may be hundreds, but then don't give up still. We're gonna go straight into our Q&A session. I don't see any questions in the chat box, but I have a question. So how do you get to balance? How do you get to balance between your legal the legal requirements, or your personal values and the demands of the legal profession?
In that aspect, especially when you're starting off, when you're not given the chance to choose the cases that you can, because there are certain cases where you see like, no, this person is in the wrong, and then right this person, and you don't want to defend someone who's wrong, especially when you're like, as I am, you're not given the chance to say, I wouldn't want to take this. You just take everything that you can. But at this point, I would just want to say that the law is free from passion and reason. It's just logical. So as long as you know that you have done what is in the law and you have not hurt anyone, especially because you are not in this alone. You're in a firm, you're with other people, and you communicate and you tell them, hey, this is how I feel about this thing. And they'll give you different perspectives. And I feel like with a different perspective, you can be able to mesh your values and what the law requires of you, as well as giving the best advice to your client. So it's more of you're not in it alone. So if you do have like doubts, you have like, I don't feel like this is the best way to go forward, there's always people that you can talk to. And I'm blessed to be in a firm that follows my religious affiliation. And so we're always in a place where like my boss says, like there are certain cases he doesn't take. If he feels like this person is guilty, he's not defending. So you also need to know when you're applying for a job exactly, apart from the core values of the firm you're applying for, you need to see how they correlate with who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, your profession also bleeds into your personal life. So you need to make the best option and the best choices for who you are as a person and who you want to be later on in life. I hope that answers.
It does. Thank you so much, Ms. Justin. It actually stretches out the importance of who you are and how it gets to affect your career, and how important it is to take to be cognizant of your character, your personality, and your values before you actually plunge into any career. Because at the end of the day, you get to do that for the rest of your life. It becomes to be a part of you. So it's wise enough to actually take time and be have all the information that you need before plunging into a specific career and making it a part of your life. Thank you so much, Miss Justine, and good luck with your future endeavors. All the best. Thank you.